I want to spend a little time on the fundamental issues that fishers face. And you know, fishers are real people. We have real concerns like everybody else. In other words, we're concerned about our family. We're concerned about the welfare of our communities. We're concerned about the future of our children. It means that we are therefore concerned that we have secure livelihood to ensure that those concerns can be met. This is real. I'm concerned. Hey, my children, I'm concerned that they must have tertiary education. And all of you concerned about that?
Yes.
This is a reality. You know, I said to my sons, as your father, I'm responsible. That's the word. I'm responsible for your first degree. Responsible. How do I get that done? I must have a secure livelihood. And this is fundamental for all of us, isn't it? We want to have a good quality of life where we achieve those realities. All of us do. Isn't that true?
Yes.
But you know, those fundamental issues bring us to what I call a reality check. Because we live in a real world. And there are things around us that can either contribute to us realizing our aspirations, or they can work against us. So we need at some point, and maybe regularly as well, to look at what obtains here and now. But not just to look at it, but to understand what we need to do to get where we want to go. I think that is very important. So I want to just bring us a little bit to reality check as I see it. I mean, of course, we all see things in different light. But first, I want to say that there are many interests that compete for the resources that we depend on. There are many other interests that compete. And you know, the days when fishers would operate oblivious to everybody else are gone. The advances in transportation, in technology, the advance in financial position of most persons have caused the marine space to be utilized for transport, for recreation, for tourism. It means that we have many competing interests. It therefore says to us that we must be willing to defend our own. And you know, I often hear the phrase, there's no free lunch. I guess there's no free fishing either. No, because you see, if we're going to continue fishing, we have to ensure that we protect the privilege we have now to fish. The other reality check I want to really bring into focus is what Mr. Harton touched a little bit on. The fact that within most of our countries in the CARFM region, we have significant marine resources. You know, what interests me most about our marine resources is not just the magnitude and the variety, but the fact that we have not explored all of it as yet. You know, there's some things that I'm conscious of. And one of them is this. that most of the nations of this world that have become developed and acquired wealth have done so on some natural resource. Of course, there's some who've done it on other people's natural resources. But we have natural resources, and there should be nothing to prevent our countries from fully benefiting in a sustainable manner from our natural resources. This is significant because we live in a world where there is economic interest that drives other interests. You know what interests me the other day is that someone brought to me this idea of a blue halo around the Caribbean. And you know what my immediate concern was? I'll tell you what the blue halo is about. It's about restricting fishing to within a certain limit of the coast and having the entire EEZ outside of that restricted. You know what it tells me? If we entertain something like that, it automatically excludes us from potentially benefiting from something that we can sustainably utilize. I'm saying to you that we have to be careful of what obtains now. Get on the reality train. But you know, there's I could speak a bit more about the realities, but I want to speak something about the positive realities of the world. You know, we live and we operate in a season where there is a conducive atmosphere for engagement. And that is important. You know, I know fishers understand season. You don't catch kingfish out of season. You understand season. We are in a season of opportunity. Yes, there are challenges in terms of competing interests, but there are areas of opportunity that we can tap into. And we really appreciate the fact that we have the support of the Minister of Agriculture of the Republic of Guyana. We thank you. We are happy that we have the support of the European Union. We are happy that we have a firm commitment by the Executive Director of the CRFM. I mean, this is one example of a conducive atmosphere. It's about a season. There is an interest in getting fishers involved. So we spoke a little bit about history. We spoke a little bit about fundamentals. We spoke a little bit about reality. Let me just close and speak a little bit about going forward. You know, with those things in mind, we have to be aware of what is happening globally. You see, as the CNFO moves forward, and I trust that we will grow from strength to strength as we see our leaders develop and become confident and gain knowledge and capacity. There are many challenges in the global community that we need to rise to. And I would speak specifically now to the securing sustainable small-scale fisheries guidelines, which is something that is being worked on right now. It is something that we must keep in our view, must have a focus on it, so that our interests are represented and are not put in danger, either implicitly or otherwise. therefore means that, you know, as we think about these things, that you have got to place a value on your livelihood. And you know, the level of commitment, it can be argued, is directly related to the value placed. So I'm sure that all of us who are here have placed a high value on our livelihood. But I just wanted to leave with you this thought, that you know, there's no end to standing up for your interests. You know, no one can represent your interests like you.